list, but that home improvement project doesn't have to be a chore. Before you jump in, tune in here to About Your House to listen and learn from the most experienced and reputable contractors and service providers in the industry. On today's show, we have Ivy Young of Cutting Edge Stoneworks in the house. About Your House is brought to you in part by PutToolsInSchools.org, connecting students to tools of the trades and raising awareness of the many career pathways. About Your House is also brought to you in part by Queen City Home Store. Queen City Home Store is a family-owned store. They've been serving the Carolinas for over 70 years. They're the largest independent appliance retailer in the Carolinas, constantly growing and taking pride in the experience that they offer customers with a knowledgeable sales staff, product selection, and lowest price guarantee. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some time with us as we spread a little love. And now, here's your host, Ray Terry.
Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a great week. It's definitely turning to spring. Pollen's everywhere. It's got that green hue everywhere. Out in the toolbox here, I got dust all over the place. It's played havoc on our work area, but hey, that's just spring's here, no doubt. We had a opening day last Saturday with a work day here at the toolbox. I had 5 kids out here ranging from 10 to 15 and joining us in helping clean up the workspace so we can teach kids about tools. Every Saturday morning we're having work days from 8 o'clock in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon, teaching cooking, just connecting the kids to tools and what they do. They're lost. But hey, we're going to talk about that and a lot more. Got Cutting Edge Stoneworks in the house today. Miss Ivy Young. Good morning, my dear.
Good morning.
And the chief cook and bottle washer at Cutting Edge mismarked his calendar. I got to give him a little crap over it, but that's okay. We can handle it without him. He's Ivy's. What is your role at Cutting Edge exactly?
I'm basically outside sales. I let everybody know the different types of things that we do in the company.
So you would be the business development director?
I am a business development person.
Is that would be?
Yes.
All these titles, you don't know what people are anymore. Workforce development, talent acquisition specialist, all these terms.
Yeah.
Ivy, I've known Ivy, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years through NARI, I guess you would say. How long have you been a member or active in NARI?
I think 9 years.
9 years? Got it. Well, that's quite a while. When did you... Well, I want to know a little bit about Ivy. As we always interview our guest here on the show, find out a little bit about their background. After all, Cutting Edge Stoneworks. First of all, what do you do at Cutting Edge Stoneworks? Like the name doesn't tell us, but go ahead and...
So we cut granite, marble, quartzites, all different types of things for the houses. So for countertops, fireplaces, outdoor spaces, all those types of things.
When you started, how long you been in stone?
A decade, 10 years.
10 years? Mm-hmm. Okay, and I always ask the questions. I'm rude. I'm a rude man. I ask, how old are you, Ivy?
50.
And you've been in the industry how long? The trades, decorating, all that.
15.
Well, let's go back in time. If you're 50 now, where are you from?
New Jersey.
How long you been south?
18 years.
18. What brought you south?
Opportunities.
Have you got kids?
2.
How old?
28 and 23.
So you had them up there?
Yes.
And then you moved down here, and they were young. They were in their adolescence when you moved here, I presume.
Yes, they were.
So opportunities. When you got out of high school, can I ask that? You were talking about drafting. Mm-hmm. Early in our conversation this morning. I don't know a lot about Ivy, and I don't like to know a lot about people when they come on the show because then I can't ask them all the questions. I already know the answers. When you were up in New Jersey, you went to high school. Did you have any idea what you were going to do or where you were going to land when you got out of high school?
I thought I would be in art.
Art?
Art.
You are in art.
I am, but not in the way that I thought.
How did you think you'd be in art?
I thought I would end up being an art teacher or something like that.
What did you do right out of high school, if you don't mind me asking?
I took a course study on what would be like commercial drawing, maybe, but it was a very short stint after
Well,
that.
you did drafting in high school, right?
Yes.
Tell me that story.
So I had always been and excelled in art, all different medias of art.
Mm-hmm.
And in my 11th grade, the drafting teacher was like, Ivy, I really need you to do me a favor. I need you to come to my class. I need you to not do the regular art and come to the drafting class. They're like, because we don't have any females in drafting. And in order to get funding for the drafting, I have to have females.
Money, head count. There you go.
Head count.
Tied to the money. Keep talking.
This teacher was a great teacher, and I did it for him so he could have the funding. And I learned how to draft. And I still use some of that now.
I know you do.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so
Well, drawing's a way of communicating.
yes.
You know, there were a lot of times in my career, because I took drafting in high school. Matter of fact, it was my favorite subject. I wanted to be an architect early on. That was my career pathway, I thought. But Ray Terry was not going to college, so that was out, you know. And but drawing through my career in the construction industry has been so beneficial, as I know it has been
Yeah.
for you. Knowing
I communicate with Mike sometimes through drawings still.
I don't doubt it.
Because I'm trying to explain something. It's just easier just for me to draw it out in
Right.
2 seconds and show it to him.
Right.
For different type of things.
Excuse me one second. Richard, could you do me a favor? Could you get up and Bob and shut that door
Yeah.
and get Ivy some water while you're in it, at it, out of the water's in the,
Bottle.
yeah, if there's none there, there's one out in the refrigerator on the lower shelf. I'm sorry, folks, I didn't prepare well, but we'll manage. But, all right, back to drawing. But drawing, I think more kids, matter of fact, you saw our conference room cleaned out, right? Mm-hmm. I asked a question, and I'll ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Drafting, it benefited you a great deal, and you're artistic.
Uh-huh.
So knowing how to draw on a drawing board is just half of it. You can draw freehanded too,
Yes.
and draw very well because of your artistic ability. And here's the facts. We're all artists, all of us. God gave us creativity and the ability to draw, create, and work with our hands and our minds to do just that. But yet, we're not doing it to our kids. Kids are not artistic. They're artistic by God-given nature, but they're not artistic educationally speaking. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree with that.
You know, but don't you think we would all be happier? Matter of fact, I always ask a question when I get a group of kids together. I said, who likes art? The vast majority of the hands will go up because that's innate in all of us. And that's another part of my disgust around the trades, is the fact that we need to teach these kids more artistic ability, more creativity, so they can enjoy that aspect of our everyday life. But you did it
I did.
because of that teacher needing more money. It's always connected to money, you know, in education. But you did it. How many years did you draw in drafting?
2.
So you had 2 years, drafting 1 and drafting 2 per se.
Yes.
How did you do at that?
I did great. I was one of the top of my class.
Right.
After that, I went to, I did take some classes to do interior design.
Right.
And drafting came up again because it's still the same thing.
There you go. That creativity on
It's-
paper.
Yes. So I come from a long line of, my father was a builder. My grandfather was a builder. You know, my sisters and I, we all use tools. I have a whole garage full of them. So it's something that we all just grew up with. And
Right.
so we continue on with that.
Right.
You know, yeah.
So you grew up with tools, and this is something I hear from the kids a lot. I've been to 40 schools now, and I hear this a lot when I see kids grab a tool and they know what it is. They're going to tell me, well, my grandfather did this, or my father. But typically I hear, most of all, my grandfather. My grandfather had that. Then I'd show them a tape measure. Oh, my grandfather has one of those. I love hearing those stories from the kids of how they got familiar. And the funny thing with kids are, they know I mean, I know when they know. I know if they know about tools because of their actions and the way they hammer a nail or don't hammer a nail, you know. So, and I finally figured out a way. Were we hammering up there at Bailey? No, we didn't. We were stamping paper.
No, you were using compact. You were using drills.
I was using drills, impact drivers.
Impact drivers.
Yeah, on the 4x6. Yeah, and kids typically never do that. Let's talk about Bailey Middle School a minute.
Okay.
Ivy and the owner, Mike Giordano. I said it right.
Yes.
Giordano. Mike G is what everybody calls it.
Yes.
Anyway, you and he came up there and, you know, set up a table and engaged the kids. What were your thoughts on that day?
It was interesting because there was a lot of kids.
Approximately 500 was in that gym collectively.
There was a lot. It really was a lot.
3 tables where industry did not show up and participate. But think about, and I'm interrupting.
You're fine.
Think about that gym that day. We had 3 tables there addressing. Actually, it was a total fiasco, and from my point of view. And let me tell you why. Here you go again. So I'm sounding so critical and so negative, but I don't want to be. I really don't. But these kids had handouts, and their mission was to get this handout stamped by a little stamp. So I spent my time stamping papers, most of my time. And I know you spent a great deal of your time stamping papers, too.
We did.
How effective is that, talking to kids about the trades, when we can't talk to them, we've got to stamp the papers? Now, I went to another event last week. They had another handout, and on that handout were a series of questions. And on those questions, this is the kind of stuff we see all the time in our education institutions. On that piece of paper, there were 4 questions with CTE, the initial CTE, which is Careers in Technical Education, which is representing the trades in the educational arena, right? There were 4 questions with CTE. Well, I said, okay, well, we're going to do a little test here. We're going to test the kids. What does CTE mean? And guess what? They didn't know. The vast majority of the kids do not know what CTE means. Well, then, up at Bailey, I got to speak to them on the PA or mic or whatever. I got to address them openly, and I asked them all, and you saw the results. How many 8th graders? 8th graders here in the second half of their school 8th grade year, right? Mm-hmm. They'll be graduating from middle school, going to high school next year. 8th graders. And these 8th graders did not know what the trades were. Isn't that what you saw too? Because I asked them, I said, how many of you, show of hands. There were probably 100 to 150 in the class, in the gym, right? And I asked them, how many of you know what the trades are? How many hands went up, did they? Maybe 3 or 4. And I said, well, if they don't know what the trades are, and you hear this from me all the time. I go to this school one week and this school another week, and it's the same story, no matter where we go. The kids are not familiar or even know what the trades are. I went to another preparatory school down in Union County last week. Lo and behold, same story. So I asked them what CTE means. They didn't know what CTE means, but yet there were 4 questions on their little handout concerning CTE. I don't know what the problem is, and then I had to sign their paper to let their teachers know that, in fact, they did come by and talk to me. But their talk was small because they didn't know what the trades were. Although that's my job. I tell them, believe me, the opportunities, the career pathways. And now Ivy's here to talk about what's Cutting Edge's biggest problem.
Workers. People that want to do the trade. Because stone is a trade. You know,
Absolutely.
We think of plumbers and we think of electricians, and yes, those are roofing, yes, all of those things, but so is stone.
It is. Stone's a big trade.
Stone's a big trade.
In today's world, all right, let's talk about the stone business. You know, let's go back in time though. You got out of high school and dabbled in. I want to find your career pathway, Miss Ivy Young.
Okay.
You got out of high school and then you just took some courses. Where'd you go to work?
Well, eventually, when I got to North, so I went from New Jersey to Oklahoma to Arkansas to North Carolina. And so through those.
Nice pathway.
Right? It's a different pathway.
You did a little traveling.
Did a little traveling. So sales. So area rug, same thing. It's all like
It was
design,
all home furnishings.
home furnishing type.
Something to do with homes.
Yes.
In the home improvement industry.
Yes, and design.
You've been attached to that since you got out of high school.
Yes.
Through various professions, you might say, around home improvement and home decor.
Yes. Then I got into fabrication.
How'd you get into that?
I was working on a design project with a fabricator, and after I was done with the design project, they were like, "Can you come work for me for a while?" And so I went to work for him, and I ended up being there for years and years. And then I decided to get into wholesale. So I've been in wholesale, which is still stone. It's just that you're helping the customers and you're selling to other fabricators in the industry, stone and marble and quartz and things like that.
Rock.
Rock. Raw material.
I call it rock.
Yeah, it's rock.
It's all rock.
It's all rock.
Do you remember the day where rock wasn't so fast? Like, you remember the Corian days?
Yes.
Do you remember the Fountainhead, the Corian, all the graduation of the evolution, you might say, of the countertop industry has changed dramatically from plastic laminate. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you ever work with laminate?
Only on walls, really, at that point.
Really? Okay. Well, I've done a lot of laminate countertops in my life early on, because back in the 70s, there weren't any granite countertops to speak of.
Right.
Granite didn't come really to vogue, till the 90s?
Probably, yeah, I think it was a little prior to that, maybe just in certain areas.
Yeah,
but
and most of it was granite.
Yeah.
Uba tuba.
Yeah, that's making a comeback, though.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it all makes a comeback. It's a vicious cycle. It's planned that way.
It is a vicious cycle.
But hey, that's okay. That's okay. But, but what got you in fabrication?
I love the tool aspect of it. I love the creating. I love watching the guys make things, and especially at Cutting Edge, I can literally draw something out and hand it to Mike, and he can send it to the guys, and they can cut it. And I just think the creativity with stone and all of that is, I find it fascinating. It
is fascinating.
I love it.
I came up to visit, but I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to go back to it. I want to take care of my sponsors here and talk about. We couldn't do it without their support. Kilo Exterminating, for example, been with us for, oh, goodness gracious, 14, 15 years, been a great sponsor, been a great support around Put Tools in Schools. Brian Wyndham, third generation family owned business, and just do great work around pest control and, well, entomology. If you know what entomology is, a study of bugs. Dr. Ralph Kilo introduced me to Kilo way back in the early 90s. I met him, and he gave me some hands-on actual experience under a house, teaching me about wood destroying insects, and nothing's changed. They still, all technicians certified, all of them, and you can have your own little pest control guy if you wish, or female. Yep, they're women in pest control as well. But Kilo, great company, great service, and they do whatever ails you, you might say, around pests. And we're coming up on the hot summer months, and now we got migration going on. Ant time. Ants are a big problem in the Charlotte metro area. One of the largest complaints they get is, how do you get rid of these darned ants? At any rate, Kilo Exterminating will take care of you. Give them a call. Go online, kilo.biz. Now, this week alone, I got a call from last week's show. We talked about attic encapsulation with ABS Insulating. ABS Insulating is a great company, knows insulation very, very well, and they can make your house more comfortable, a lot less power bill, a lot less energy usage. So give them a call. They've got air seal programs. They've got ways to make your house tighter, more comfortable, and lower those energy bills. That's ABS Insulating. And do not forget their gutter division. They've got a gutter division as we hit springtime, showers ahead. Get your gutters fixed. If you've got regular downspouts, upgrade them to jumbo downspouts. I talk about it all the time. Water's your enemy. ABS Insulating, Gutter Division, ABS Insulating Comfort Division. Give them a call. Danny Allen, hopefully getting him scheduled to be on the show in May. We'll get an update on what all they're into. It's been a while. ABSinsulating.com. And let's don't forget about Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions. Rhino Lift Foundation Solutions, two young men in their late 20s got together, beat their heads together. One's all into the accounting, the other one's all into construction. Josh, they said, let's open a business that we can be transparent, honest, and give people great service in what we do. And if it's anything to do with a foundation issue in your house, give them a call. Go online, rhinoliftfoundations.com. rhinoliftfoundationsfs.com. And they'll take care of you, licensed in both North and South Carolina, general contractor. And if it's got anything to do with your slab, your foundation, your crawl space, whatever the case may be, give them a call. Go online, check them out. Great company. That's rhinoliftfoundationsfs.com. Today in studio, we've got Cutting Edge Stoneworks. They're in this, obviously, stone. And stone's become, goodness gracious, do they sell anything else anymore?
Well, quartz and porcelain.
Well, but that's rock.
Porcelain slabs.
That's rock.
No.
It's pretty much all stone now.
Yeah.
I mean, you rarely, I can't recall going into a house, unless it's a rental house or an Airbnb, where you saw anything less than rock. Mm-mm. It's all, and are y'all staying busy?
Yes.
Who all do y'all do work for?
We do. So we're located in Mooresville.
Yes.
And so we go all the way from the mountain all the way to South Carolina and
Go to the coast?
not to the coast. Can we? Yes. Typically, we don't.
Well, you got your areas of expertise. You got to keep the property lines straight.
That's right.
Everybody's got to set their boundaries.
Yes. So we do a lot of remodeling, and we help the remodelers and the builders and interior designers, homeowners.
Box stores?
A little bit of box stores.
Not as much as you used to, probably.
No, not as much. But we still do.
Yep.
Yeah, because they have their certain granites and things that you'll find there. But when you want an array of things or you want to do something custom, that's where our specialty really is.
So y'all work primarily for contractors and other, you do fabricating with other fabricators as well? No.
No.
You won't? Okay, I'm just curious.
No. I mean, we can, yes, but it's
Well,
not
y'all
typically.
can do whatever you want to do.
We can do, yeah.
I went up to their facility up in Mooresville, a couple months back, and blown away with the technology. If you're interested in a career in stonework, I mean, I interviewed, 3, 4, 5 people up there that day, and most of them did not work in the shop. Some worked in the design arena. Mm-hmm. There were some, how many ladies you got up there? Females?
If I was to guess off the top of my head, at least 20.
You got 20 females?
I probably have 20 females.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Between both buildings, it's probably 20.
Are any of them in the fabrication area?
Yes, one.
Really? There was one gal up there that can do everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pretty sharp. She's more in the training sector, isn't she?
Yes.
Yes. She's training. Here we got a female training employees.
Some of these So not all of them are tools necessarily, like tools. Like some of them.
They're not
one of the
hand tools,
thing-
but they're tools.
Yeah, exactly. And robotics. Like we
Yeah,
have,
you got a big robot
we
back
got
there.
the big robot, and so he needs maintenance, and the machinery needs maintenance.
Oh,
and
he's
so,
a he?
Of course.
Okay, the
Yeah.
robot's a he.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Next time I'm up, I'll take a look. So, but, all right, I got it. Since we hit robots, okay, we got to talk about AI a little bit. What's your thoughts on AI? Or do you have any?
I think it's helpful in certain things, but I do not think that. I think that this, as far as the trades goes, it's going to be really difficult to use AI for trades.
I got a call, and I got to talk about this a little bit. Here recently in the past 3 months, due to the new podcast we're doing here, and we do air live every Tuesday from 10 till noon here at the podcast studio at the Toolbox. Toolbox is a connector space connecting students and adults, for that matter, to the trades. What do you think of where we're going with this when I showed you this workspace? Think we got potential?
I think you have potential.
Cool. But we use this connector. But anyway, due to the exposure on the interweb, the social media aspect of it, we're getting more recognition and I guess more notoriety in what we're doing with the kids and around Put Tools in Schools. And I've been invited to 3 events here in the past couple of months. One of them was a foundation, a nonprofit that came to Charlotte from up north somewhere, I think in Massachusetts or somewhere. Actually, there were 5 representatives from that foundation at the event, and they were all from different cities, but none of them were from Charlotte. So in other words, an import company came to Charlotte to do a program around the trades. Mm-hmm. And in the room, there were more nonprofits around the trades as well. Well, here about 3 weeks ago, I got a call from somewhere up north, and they wanted me to be on a panel to discuss how to get women in construction, in the trades. And he asked me if I would sit on the panel due to this event. And if you're interested, you can go to Founders, Women in Construction. It's on LinkedIn. I think you'll find it. But I'm on a panel with 4 or 5 different women. I'm the only male, as I understand it. And the guest speakers are female as well. And he wanted me to talk on what my thoughts are for getting women in the trades. And I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit. Well, yesterday, I get another call from up in Delaware from a guy who writes for the Charlotte Ledger. And he wanted to know if he could have a conversation with me about, is AI affecting the growth of the trades in the schools that I'm visiting? And I said, boy, I got a lot to tell you. And the fact is, I told him, I said, if the kids knew what the trades were, then we could talk about how AI will never, ever take the place of in the trades. You cannot replace the human element in service, maintenance, and installation. Can you?
No.
In these autonomous cars and autonomous trucks we've been introduced to, they can't drive themselves to a job. They can't unload the granite off the back of the truck.
Nope.
Can't do it. So AI cannot ever take the place of human element in the trades. Never. So is it AI proof? I'd say yeah.
I'd say yes.
Yeah. But here again, to the point we talked about earlier, if 8th graders don't know what the trades are, how will they know if AI would take its place? It's like we're putting the cart before the horse. Mm-hmm. And we're doing that. Now to the question he asked me about, are you seeing a uptick in interest in the trades due to AI proof? No, can't say that I have, because they don't know what the trades are. Now, once again, I'm speaking of Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte Metro, because I was born and raised here. It's all I know. And this gentleman up in Delaware told me about his home state of Pennsylvania, and how everything was different up there. That they had trades in the schools. Yes, they do. This guy named Evan Jarrett up in Pennsylvania, I don't know what city, he is doing incredible things with middle school kids. You ever see his little post on LinkedIn?
Mm-mm.
He is absolutely knocking it out of the park with these kids, letting them work in the electrical, putting in devices, doing plumbing, soldering pipes, copper pipes. He's getting these kids hands-on, puts them in a hard hat and a safety vest, getting their PPE on and everything, doing great work. We don't have any of that in the Charlotte metro area, And you asked me about the rock, because last week I asked the question, do you know what the trades are? Well, no, I'd say, what are you going to do when I get out of high school? Some of the kids responded, I'm going to go to a trade school. I said, would you tell me where a trade school is? So I would know about it myself, because there isn't but two that I'm aware of in Charlotte. One's Aspire Trade High School up in Huntersville. The other one's The Rock, Recovering Opportunities in Construction. And they're all good facilities, and they're all teaching elements of the trade. Aspire Trade High School, their first year of graduation, a graduating class is this year. And we're going to see how effective or how well they did it at getting pathways into trades with these students. I'm going to a career day up there the 15th of May, I believe. They've scheduled one. You need to go up there and attend that event just to see the high school, because they got something going on up there. They really do. It's a good high school, and it's changed course a little bit. It's taken a big leap forward with some personnel changes up there. It's really doing great. And you ask about the Rock. The Rock's great. But the Rock is connected to CMS and the education system, and I'll leave it at that, if you get my drift. Is it been very effective? I really don't know. I don't know the numbers. And to me, it should result in job opportunities for the youth, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's for? Mm-hmm. And if you're not, all these nonprofits out here, there's a tremendous uptick in the interest of in the trades. There's no question about it. There's no question that the trades are coming to the forefront. Wouldn't you agree with that?
I agree with that.
But now we've got a lot of work to do in getting the kids up to the plate, because they don't even know what the tools are. When you went to Bailey, what was your thoughts about that event?
I was surprised that there wasn't more. There wasn't more trades there. Like, I was there for stone and you were there, but there wasn't as many. Like, I would have thought there would have been a plumber there, and maybe like remodeling, and because some of these jobs, they can start as soon as they get out of high school and just learn on the job. And I don't know if maybe they didn't know they could go, or I don't know.
Put Tools in Schools has a website, puttoolsinschools.org. And all you have to do is go to the events page tab, and there's a calendar there with all the events now we're doing the legwork. We're doing the legwork, so you don't have to worry about what's going on. You can go to the events page. It's got schools and events. But like your company, y'all are busy. Mm-hmm. You haven't got a lot of time, do you? I mean, for example, today, Mike got his schedule all miscombobulated because he's busy.
Yeah.
And I get it. I really do. We're all busy. Frankly, we're all too busy in the industry to make a difference around the trades. But if we don't, as I spoke to that gentleman yesterday, if we don't show these kids the pathways, they know nothing about it. Nothing, as you witness. Mm-hmm. But they got their little paper stamp, didn't they? It's kind of crazy, but it's the world we live in. But to your amazement, there wasn't, right?
There wasn't a lot of participation. There just wasn't.
But you can see the need, can't you?
Oh, I can definitely see the need. We're hiring now, like cutting edges, and it's not only physical ones, but there are also ones like CAD programmers and things like that. And
Well, you got infrastructure people.
yeah, so we have lots of different.
You can't have a stone business today without the technology.
Mm-hmm.
And you got, how many CNCs you got up there? That's computer run equipment.
Yeah, I believe there's 2.
Just the water jet cutter, the table cutter.
But they do it all on the screens, and the customers can see without having to go there. So they're able to like send it and get, be able to see what it's going to look like in their own home prior to it getting cut. And so there's all those things. And then there's there's some people that, whether you're a kid or not, you're just better at doing things that are physical. To sit behind a desk is a nightmare to some people.
The only way we learn, and you're evidence to that, as an artist, and you are an artist, as we talked about earlier, the only time we learn is through application.
Yes.
You'll never learn until you apply. And then you might screw up, but you'll screw up and learn from that screw up and then learn to apply it in a more corrective way, right?
Yeah.
It's the only way humans learn is through application. The only way. There's no other way. Talked to that man yesterday on the phone. He was 26, that young writer.
Uh-huh.
And I asked him, I said, let me ask you, how much have you learned out of school versus what you learned in school? I bet it's been tenfold what you learned in college. He said, absolutely. Bingo! He learned that when he got out of college. He didn't learn when he was in college, and he even admitted it. And I hear this all the time. Mm-hmm. Now, there again, am I criticizing college? Yeah, I kind of am, because it's not working. Because the vast majority of the people I interview say the same thing from college. I didn't make this stuff up. Harvard did the studies, Stanford did the studies, and it's just a fact. Now, the reason I bring this up all the time is because of the problems we all face in this industry with labor. Mm-hmm. Can a kid out of high school come get a job at Cutting Edge?
Yes.
That pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah. And they can work their way all the way up.
And you can walk in the front door dressed correctly with driver's license and the right credentials and a smile on your face. Is there an HR person up there?
Yes.
There's an HR, and I guess that's who they would see, correct?
Yes.
And you go visit the HR person and you have yourself an interview, and you could possibly get a job like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We're a pretty large company, and we want to continue to grow as well. And I think as we're building, and North Carolina still has a lot of building that needs to be done, and so, we're helping build America. I mean, that's what we're doing.
I agree, and it's fun.
It is fun.
It's fun as heck. Speaking of fun, we talk about NARI. Mm-hmm. And NARI's monthly meeting, typically the last Thursday of the month, and this month being no different. I think it's the 26th, which would be Thursday evening at
Barefoot
and Company. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, I just had a little brain mishap there.
I saw it.
You felt it, yeah. It was pretty obvious. At Barefoot and Company down in Indian Trail.
Yeah.
Are you planning on going?
I am.
Well, good. I think I'll be there. You got a ways to travel.
Yes, but it's worth it.
Oh, it is. NARI's a great networking opportunity if you're in the remodeling industry and you want to get better and meet other people within. It's a great way to meet people. How'd you get involved with NARI?
I used to work for a company called Leventina, and it was one of the things we did to kind of get to know all of our trade people.
Leventina. Mm-hmm. What was that?
It was a stone company, wholesale, so full slabs.
How many stone fabricators have you worked for now?
This is my second stone fabricator.
Your second one? You were with who?
So those would be the wholesale ones.
So the wholesale ones.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever work for a retailer? You keep referring to wholesale, meaning you don't deal with the general public?
Meaning that the client is mostly industry clients.
Mostly industry.
Uh-huh. I did work with some homeowners when they came in, but my primary function was to go around to at that time, to go to the fabricators or the builders and make sure that they have the material.
Right.
So wholesale materials.
Do y'all sell materials to other fabricators? Because y'all got us.
Yes, we can.
Do you?
Not a lot, no.
No. Because y'all got a field up there full of rock.
We do. We have 2,400 remnants, which is nice because if you're doing a little bathroom project or a little remodeling project, you have plenty to choose from.
Will you work with homeowners as they walk in the front
Yes.
door?
Yes.
Now, you heard that. They will. That's Cutting Edge Stoneworks up in Mooresville. Look them up. What's the website?
www.cuttingedgestoneworks.com.
You never have to say www dot ever again. It's history.
It's history.
That's too many syllables. Way too many syllables. People do a commercial and they
Yeah, don't get them started on www. Go on a tangent.
yeah, I go to a tangent. It's one of those things that let it go, let it go. But anyway, what is it? Cutting Edge.
Stoneworks.com.
CuttingEdgeStoneworks.com, and they will work with you. And how long has Cutting Edge been in Charlotte, or the Charlotte metro area?
I believe it's 18 years.
That's why I'm gonna get Mike on the show here, the owner, and I'm gonna let him talk to us. And
I know he really wanted to.
And I want him here, but I couldn't reschedule due to obviously last minute. And we've got a schedule here. We try to run every week promptly 10 o'clock on Tuesday. We do a live show here. And you can see us on Facebook Live, both About Your House radio page or channel, they call it on YouTube, and Put Tools in Schools YouTube channel, as well as Facebook Live on both those as well. And it downloads to, it goes to Apple Play, Spotify, Sound. Are we still recording on SoundCloud?
Yeah, it's on SoundCloud, Apple, Spotify. Trying to think, FoxSportsRadioCharlotte.com on Saturdays live. So there's multiple ways to listen.
We're out there, and then the reels are like, as a result of today, there'll be like 30 reels cut, and you're privy to all those things if you want them. You know, and they're there. And so that's what we're doing now, and we're broadcasting from the Toolbox, which is an interactive workspace. And take the podcast studio, for example. Kids come in here and they get excited. They want to learn more about it. I brought a digital creator. Isn't that what they call them? Or influencer. What?
Yeah, influencer is a big one. Creator, you can say content creator. Those two are the big buzzwords.
Yeah. Talked to a guy came in here Saturday. He says, I asked him what he did out in the Toolbox. He said, I'm a content creator. I said, oh, I got a surprise for you. And I brought him in here. He was kind of blown away.
Yeah, everybody wants to be an influencer now. It's easy money if you can get there. You can just try on clothes, give free stuff.
On that note too, if you want to subscribe, please do on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, because I don't go after subscribers, but hey, what the heck? Everybody else does, so why not let us too? So check us out, About Your House Radio. Be a subscriber and press the like button. Press the bell.
Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
But actually, we've been doing this now since January, and mid-January we got really cranked up.
Yeah.
And since we've done, the numbers are going up and increasing. And we're also looking for sponsors of this here facility. If you're interested in being a sponsor and helping out, we'd love to have you. And I'll be glad to send you more information if you reach out to us. And we all need to know that you can call into this show every Tuesday on the live broadcast on 704-712-4644. You can call in if you do have a question. I'd love to talk to you here. And I'm just making sure my phone's... See, you're calling my cell phone. We got technology in here. I'm hooked to the soundboard with this technology, and it works. So if you want to give us a call, that's 704-712-4644. There you go. And speaking of which, my boss just reminded me I need to do commercials here, and we've got one of our premier sponsors, great support through the years, and a big sponsor of NARI as well, and the industry. They do a lot of great stuff in the Charlotte area, the Queen City Home Store. Queen City Home Store has your home covered. You been to their new store?
Not yet.
If you want it, they got it. if it's something to do with your house, be it furniture, frou-frou, you know what frou-frou is, right?
Yeah, I know for sure.
Frou-frou, I figured you'd know what frou-frou is. You know, that's the paintings on the wall, all the little artwork and all that little frou-frou in your house. They got you covered. Furniture, bedding, appliances, entertainment, media. I mean, go visit the new store down in Pineville. You'll be blown away. And not only in Pineville, they're opening stores all over North South Carolina. Not opening, transitioning stores all over North and South Carolina to give you great service and great prices and wonderful service delivery set up. Hey, Queen City Home Store, been in Charlotte area since 1952. Third generation coming down the pike here. Roddy Player's scheduled to be on the show in April 21st. Going to have him in studio here talking about progress with the Queen City Home Stores. Great service, folks. Give them a call. Their corporate number, 704-391-6000. Online, queencityonline.com. And now, Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte. Great company. You met Tegan, haven't you?
I have.
Tegan's a great lady. She's the manager, general manager. I'd call her not business development director. That's our friend Carol. Mm-hmm. Carol's doing a great job. Just got married too. Woo, happy girl. So that's Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte. Don't let the name fool you. They'll come to you. They got showrooms on wheels with all the products and floor coverings that you may want, be it LVP, LVT. Engineered flooring, be it oak, stained, sanded floors, ceramic tile, you name it, they'll have it. So give them a call. Better yet, yourflooringteam.com. Go online, yourflooringteam.com. You can schedule an appointment right there online. That's Floor Coverings International. I get them all mixed up. They're floor covering companies all over Charlotte, but don't call them. Call Floor Coverings International, Southeast Charlotte. Give them a call. Go online, yourflooringteam.com, and they'll take care of you. Today, we got Cutting Edge Stoneworks in studio today talking, the second hour, we're going to talk a lot more about stone, aren't we?
Yes. That's a big subject.
It is a big subject. It's heavy,
subject.
too.
It's heavy.
I got a story about a lady. I did her vent hood installation. Mm-hmm. I called her up, says, "How's things going?" She, because I'm typically the last person in there, and she was worried to death I was going to hang a vent hood on a stone backsplash, a rock, And she says, "Ray, I'm really worried about how that vent hood's going to stay up there." I says, "Why are you so worried?" She says, "Well, what's going to hold it up there?" And I said, "Screws." She says, "But it's on the stone. Will it pull the stone off the wall?" I says, "Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to drill a hole through the stone into the top plates, and then I'm going to put a 4-inch screw or bolt in the top plate through the top 3 holes of that vent hood, and I don't think it's going to go anywhere." And she said, "I'll leave it up to you." But she was worried to death. But they were bringing her island piece in. The big island. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was big too. How do y'all move that stuff? But anyway, they dropped it.
Oh, no.
Bad day. But it happens.
It can happen.
Have y'all dropped a few along the way?
Not that I know of, which is good.
Really?
Yeah.
Cutting edge, y'all?
I don't know if it's never, but not in the time that I've been there.
Well, it does happen.
It does happen.
I used to do remodeling for a lot of years, 30 years, and as we progressed into the stone era, mm-hmm. my men we would put stone in too, but we didn't. Back in the day, it wasn't as popular as it is today. Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, how many stone companies we got in Charlotte area now? Are you keeping up?
Oh, a lot. I don't even know. My guess would be at least 30.
Yeah,
40.
But that was probably, there were Marble and Stone Shop mm-hmm. up on Moorhead, Harkey Tile and Stone, mm-hmm. which was Renfro at one time, but now it's Harkey Tile and Stone. They were fabricators, the Marble and Stone Shop on Moorhead, and there was a few more around town, but just a few.
Yeah.
And now it's exploded.
It has exploded.
And now Granite's not so popular. It's all now, composites or quartzite?
Quartz and quartzites. Granite is still popular, but not as, it depends on It kind of depends. We have a lot more that's going for the quartzites with the natural stones and things. It is making a comeback to go back to natural stones, as opposed to some of the.
What
quartz.
dictates that? Do you know? I mean, you say it's making a
Influencers.
comeback.
Influencers.
So it's what they see.
It's designers and the Pantone. You know, when they bring out the colors for next year and things like that.
Just like paint, the paint
Just like
industry.
paint. Yes. So
Bring
it
out
all.
the colors for next year.
Yep.
So you. On that note, I just took down an 84-inch, which is 7 foot, vent hood
Uh-huh.
down in Waxhaw. And I took it down. I said, the house was 11 years old, which is a new house, relatively speaking. But they're going to take down the stone backsplash and put up some ceramic backsplash or porcelain. But it was very highly textured. And we had to take the hood down, let them take all the stone down, put the tile up, then we went back and put the vent hood back up. I just couldn't imagine, though, when I walked in that kitchen. Kitchen's 11 years old. And guess what? The vent hood never performed the way it was supposed to. Never. Because when they hooked it up, they put the vent pipe on top of the butterfly damper, and the butterfly damper couldn't open. So the whole time they lived in that house, the vent hood was inoperative. And that explained why all the grease was dripping from the vent hood.
Yep.
Because it wasn't working. And on that note, I did another one week before last. They've been in the house 18 years. Vent hood never worked right because it wasn't hooked up to the exterior damper correctly. This is stuff I see all the time, and we wonder why I talk about the trades all the time. Because we need to become aware of the shortage and I hate being so blunt, but there's no other way to put it. Stupid has become a serious disease. It really has. And I don't know the cure. I really don't. And speaking of, and now we've got people worried about how we're going to get more people in the trades. And I want to talk about that 1 minute, and then I'll kind of step back and leave it alone. The bottom line on this issue around the trades and getting more labor is it's real simple. As you've witnessed, and you really witnessed it up at Bailey Middle School that day, they don't know about the trades. How in the world do you expect anybody to follow that career pathway if we're not showing them the menu of opportunity? But we're not. We're not, we being the industry and education. So therefore, if industry would just step up and get in front and engage. I didn't say show up and be a bobblehead. They see bobbleheads every day in school. Every day in school, they've got a teacher at the front of the classroom talking to them with exercises and learning lessons or whatever. And by the way, on that note, do you realize since 2010, since the big rollout with technology in our school, our kids are mentally compromised on cognitive decline since 2010. They know less than we knew and know. Did you know that?
I did not.
Big cognitive decline in education since 2010. The year that we went basically to technology learning in school, screens. How's that working for us? Once again, it isn't working. And yet, when you put a tool in a kid's hand, they light up. You like tools?
I do.
Females love tools. It's that easy. How do we change it? Educate them, just like they're trying to do in the schools around academics. If we don't educate these kids and let them know of the pathways, how on earth do we expect it to change? How? I don't know of any other way. Do you?
I don't know.
There is no other way. Work for you. What do you like best in your industry? What gives
I like to watch the finish, to go from a raw material to a finished product.
Does that make you happy?
Yes.
Do you like a happy customer?
Yes.
I love a happy customer. And that gives me more pleasure and more happy than anything else, going out there and doing. I'm not any different, just like you expressed right then. I like seeing something change from raw product to a product, just like this tabletop here.
Yeah.
This is made and fabricated right here in the Charlotte metro area down in Pineville. This is Carolina urban wood. It's ambrosia maple, but this is the same thing y'all do. There's no difference in fabricating this top, Damon Barron's company, Carolina urban wood, or Cutting Edge Stoneworks, right?
Yep.
I called Damon and asked him, I said, I need something from you. He says, what? I said, a donation. What do you want? I want a tabletop.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It is pretty. It's gorgeous. You know, and it's one of a kind. You know, this tree was cut right here in Charlotte area.
Oh, yeah?
And that's what Carolina Urban Wood does. Carolina Urban Wood will work with the city arborist, and they cut down a big tree, say, in South Charlotte. They'll call Damon and say, Damon, we've got this tree. Would you want to come get it? And he'll take that tree. Once again, there's a brewery down on Carmel Road called Open Tap. Have you been there?
I have been there.
All right, did you see all the wooden tables? Every wooden table in there was done by Carolina Urban Wood.
That's pretty
Every table in there has a barcode on the end, QR code on the end. You can scan that QR code and see where that tree came from in Charlotte. See whose it was, where it came from, and what kind of tree it is.
That's pretty fun.
It's pretty darn neat, a QR code. And when I saw the QR code, I knew immediately who put them tables in there. I said, these are Damon tables. And you know, you hear poplars, sorry wood, right? There's 3 of those long tables that are in there that are all poplar, but it doesn't look like poplar. It looks like walnut. The grain, if you get the right grain of poplar and you stain it right, it looks like walnut.
I'm going to have to look next time I'm in there. Now I have an excuse to go back in there.
Yeah. And Open Tap's a pretty good place if you're a big craft beer drinker, because they got umpteen thousand of them. Not that many, but they got a lot of...
Well, and if you don't know what kind of beer you like, then it's a good place to go.
Right.
Because then you can just try.
You can try whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you pay by the ounce there.
Yeah, so you just can have little sips of them all.
Yep. You like beer?
A little.
You like wine?
A little.
A little. Okay, we'll stop there. I am a beer drinker. Do I like craft beer? No, they're too expensive.
All right.
And that's just how I stand on that. Plus, I'm cutting back. Yeah. Times are tough. No. All right, we're going to take a break here in about 2.5 minutes. We got to take a top of the hour break. Richard Cunningham's at the board today. Richie Rich, you know what they go by?
Yeah, that's what QCB calls me on Mondays, 4 to 6. Cheap plug, Fox Sports Radio Charlotte, live with QCB.
Yeah, I saw B-Notes in there yesterday with him.
Yeah, I wasn't in there yesterday.
I noticed.
Family is in town from out of town. So.
Right, I noticed. I was looking for Richard on the...
Yeah, that's the first week I've missed in a while.
Nice little studio he's in.
It is nice. You were up there a lot?
No, I saw it.
Oh, okay.
He did this podcast. I saw it just came up as a feed.
Cool.
You know, so I saw it.
He's done some YouTube.
You know, there you go.
Live now.
But QCB's on every, Monday?
Monday and Friday, 4 to 6. I'm on there on Mondays, 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's good. He's got the new YouTube's going live again, and it looks better. It's kind of similar to VMix, the setup we've got here. And
right.
They talk, and the camera kind of moves on its own.
Cool. Good deal. All right, Mark Borja with Borja Media is the engineer behind this studio, and we've about got it down pat. We had some bugs, but Richton's finally getting up to speed, and now it's my turn to jump over there and see what I can do, and we'll get her done. Today, we're on the show with Cutting Edge Stoneworks. I got Miss Ivy Young. If you want to call in, you can call us at 704-712-4644 if you choose to. And if you don't, that's fine too. We'll be here regardless. But next hour, we're going to talk about stone fabrication, what you can expect, turnaround. And I don't think we can get into pricing much because it varies.
It varies.
But we can start out with a range. Could we do a range? maybe. Kind of tough.
It's kinda
No,
tough.
that's a not. That's a no. And I understand because it varies so much, you know.
Well, and every job is different. And
Well,
it's-
every job's
Every
different.
job. How many people
Yeah.
it takes to carry that job in, everything's different.
That's one of the beautiful things about the trades, too, and being involved with working with tools, because every day's a new day.
It is.
You rarely do this. Well, like you say, every job's different. You never fabricate the same job twice. But we're going to take a top of the hour break here. We're going to come back after 2 or 3 minutes with more about your house. Stay tuned. Hour number 2 coming your way.